I love the fact that you are taking on a movie like this, leading man, hero. How's that feel?
Honestly, when I took it on, it was just so exciting because for me personally, it was very new. I played some great characters in my life, but this was a pure-hearted action adventure, and I was playing this, former soldier, tracker, heroic character. I loved it. I loved that extra responsibility too.
Nice. And it feels like, I've told a couple of people, it feels a little bit like an old-fashioned blockbuster in the sense it does take a little time to actually introduce the characters and really set up the situation.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen a lot.
Well, I think actually a lot of the blockbusters that we have now, so many of us are familiar with who the leading characters are.
Yeah.
And I think, if you look at the ones that Jordan Vogt-Roberts, the director, and I talked about, we talked about Indiana Jones a lot and Jurassic Park, and because those are the films you grew up on. And if you're being introduced to new people, it does take time to get to know them.
Yeah.
And then once the characters are established, you can say, okay, let's take him to the island and introduce him to Kong, which, let's face it, is the reason everybody's come to see it. So,
well, you.
It's a 100-foot prehistoric ape who's kind of exciting.
Kind
and
of
cool.
a big deal?
Yeah, kind of a big deal.
What was it like just being on? I mean, what I also liked is the director really gave this a style. He really gave this a look, which I didn't expect.
Yeah.
How was he to work with?
He was great. I mean, he and I sat down in a diner in Nashville in October of 2014, and we were sat there for 4 hours just sharing ideas. When I finished the film I was making in Louisiana, I came here to Los Angeles and he showed me some concept art. We developed the script and the story together. And truthfully, the whole idea of this film was Jordan's. He came in and said, it's got to be the early 70s. We've gone through the 60s, huge social change. Nixon's just withdrawn US troops from Vietnam. Let's put Kong, this icon of movies, in a rock and roll era where the world is changing, where we can put Creedence Clearwater Revival on the soundtrack. We can have helicopters flying towards him as opposed to light planes and re-enter human beings into the food chain, perhaps for the last time.
Yeah.
So hats off to Jordan for that.
Yeah, I love the Vietnam because there's a point I was like, oh wow, this is a little Apocalypse Now-y.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. Now, where did you shoot again? It was Hawaii, correct? Or?
We shot in Oahu and Queensland in Australia and northern Vietnam.
What was that like?
Amazing.
Oh, those amazing places.
Yeah. Truly, northern Vietnam was one of the most extraordinary places I've seen because the landscape is so distinctive and completely unspoiled, and the people are so warm and so welcoming, and the food is great. When we've been running through a swamp for 10 days, you come back to a nice Vietnamese meal. It's a cool thing.
You become pretty much a staple in the modern blockbuster. With Loki and now this, and do you feel a pressure about that? Do you feel any kind of like, I need to live up to this as an actor, or do you ever avoid that?
I always feel a responsibility, always. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, and that's to commit myself with as much dedication and energy as I can to make the best piece of entertainment that I can. I came from the cheap seats, I wanted to be an actor because I loved movies, and I can always tell when people have really made an effort. So I don't feel pressure so much. I quite enjoy the responsibility of like, here we go, clean slate. We're back on set. We have another chance to make something great. I'm so lucky to do this job. So Jordan and I used to have this phrase, which is like, if we thought we had it and the take was fine, we could do another one, shall we move on? And we would say to each other, it's only forever. Let's do it again.